Masuk.
Masuk.
Kalau masuk.
Fine. Welcome everyone. I'm Iki Ali
I'm Sai Ali.
and we're brothers Ali. And we're gonna talk about the movie Polite
Polite
Society. Polite Society. It's a movie directed by Nida Manzur, who also written it, and it stars Priya Kansara and Ritu Arya, and who's the villain again? Nimra Bucha, who you might have seen her from Miss Marvel, and Ritu Arya. She's been everywhere, including the Umbrella Academy, and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, she's been around because of her academy. So okay, so this movie is about like sisters played by Priya Kansara and Ritu Arya.
It smoothly following the narration and the misadventures of Ria,
Yeah,
the younger sister.
yeah,
Ria is a budding YouTuber like
and
ourselves.
and also as an aspiring stunt woman.
Yeah, she learns a bunch of martial arts, and then when she comes home, she starts to record a bunch of like the stuff and
Maybe like
make
an
stunts
audition
out of
tape
it.
or something.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she have a sister Lina to record her. So Lina is a failure of an artist.
yeah.
She's the artist that gave up, and this is the classic, um what like painting artist. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, the story is just follows their aspiration or lack thereof, you know. So Ria is a very excitable person.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
So when she wants to be a stunt woman, she make it very known, outside of the YouTube also, like all of the
She
school.
wants family members to know that she really wants to be a stunt woman.
So um she have like these two friends when she goes to school, and this is very cookie cutter friends, like the typical, one girl and her two other friends, played by Serafina Bey as Clara and Ella Brucoleri, playing the character Alba.
Yeah.
So they just, that establishing shot where they're like in a
In
like
the
school
school.
hallway with the
But
lockers
and
and
then their
everything.
best friends doing quirky
Yeah,
things.
they just like they're standing there at the start of the scene. They're ready to walk. Very like in a kind of like dramatic way, but it's like what you have been seeing since the dawn of time.
And and again, of course, they have to be the losers of the school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then one point they were walking, and then like this character Kovacs played by Shona Babayemi. She's like, hey stunt woman, prove that you're good or whatever, and then suddenly they have a fight out of nowhere.
yeah. Suddenly becomes like a very Saturday morning cartoon shit or
Yeah,
something out of Scott Pilgrim or something out of nowhere. It just confuses the heck out of us.
there's this thing that Ria tries to do. It's like a flying frontal spinning kick or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Like she doesn't have a name for the move itself, but every time she's trying to do it, she's like,
No, it actually the move is has the name, and it's actually a signature move of her idol, an actual stunt woman. So she was trying to do that, but as you do, she's being the loser in the early parts of the movie. She doesn't get to land the kick, of
yeah,
course.
she's like, I am the Fury. You know what I mean?
There's like the
Every time
tagline,
she's trying to do that thing.
yeah,
So okay, she tries to do that thing early on, right? When she's recording like whatever YouTube videos in the early scenes, and obviously she fails, and she tries to do it again when she got into the fight with Kovacs, and lo and behold, she fails again in front of the whole school, and in like like the cliche stupid that script writing, the principal called only her to the office, not Kovacs along with her. It's as if like Ria is the one who started the fight, you know. Oh yeah, maybe because Kovacs is the hall monitor or something. Yeah, she's the hall monitor slash bully. Interesting combo.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Abuse of power or something.
You
I
know,
don't know.
whatever.
Whatever.
But still, like, um, I was a prefect when I was in school. I don't think even I like would have been excused if I, you know, did something that is like breaking this. Like, if anything, if I break the school law, I will be like punished even more than the normal students because I'm supposed to set an example, right? So yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's just to, you know, to make it like, oh, look at Ria, woe is her, you know, her life is tough, like she takes all the blame or whatever.
And then yeah, she goes through her life, and her sister Lena got, so I don't know what, there's something happens to her at one point that she decided to get married to her.
Oh, yeah, I remember like it's a typical, I think it's a struggle that a lot of I'm assuming a lot of Indian people go through. And I don't know like if it's just like high class Indians or like
Middle
even low,
class or whatever, I'm not sure. We're not
like
sure.
we're not sure, but it's depicting like high class like with
I think the family is middle class, but the man that the sister is trying to marry is from the high class.
or something like that.
Yeah, something
So
like that.
her mother, right, their mother, Fatima, played by Shobu Kapoor. So she goes to this gathering, right, with a bunch of mothers.
It's a Adil Fitri kind of gathering or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're Muslim family of some
yeah,
sorts. Yeah.
in the Muslim community. So she goes to this like gatherings where, you know, like a bunch of like, women having like
Mingling.
mingling and having like high tea or something. And they were like gossiping like, oh, my son is doing this, my son is doing blah blah blah, oh, he's getting married, he's not getting it, and then
And yeah, and the function was hosted by the antagonist of the movie.
Rahila played by Nira
Yeah,
Bucha.
Rila Prabhu.
So Rahila is like, like the conversation goes down to like Rahila is trying to egg on Fatima, you know, like my son, you know, right? Rahila is like, my son, he keeps rejecting, you know, a bunch of like girls that I show him, right?
Yeah.
It basically like she's trying to arrange some kind of marriage, right? Find suitors for her son. But her son Salim Shah, played by Akshay Khanna. So her son is too choosy. So because Salim is so choosy, Rahila, the mother, is like, okay, I know Fatima. Why don't you introduce him? You know, introduce my son to your daughter.
Yeah.
To your daughter, of course, not Ria because she's like still
She's
finishing school,
yeah, so
high school.
to Lena, of course.
It's Lena. You know,
The big sister.
the failure of an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, the failure, you know, not in the sense that, you know, the audience labeling her, is because the character itself, herself
Drops out from art
yeah,
school.
drops out of school. Not just that, she also like in the beginning of the movie, in the opening shot, she's like, you know, and she destroyed her easel while she's trying to finish a painting. This movie have a subtlety of a sledgehammer to the head.
No
So
subtleties whatsoever.
yeah, the thing is, um, as you can guess, Lina likes Salim back, you know, and if you don't know Salim, obviously, because of the expectation that this movie is all about stereotypes or whatever, he's a doctor, right?
Uh-huh.
Or at least he's like finishing up and he's about to become a doctor or something.
I think he's already a doctor.
He's already a doctor, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, a woman that feels like she's going nowhere, a doctor, and they're like,
It's just
they're both attractive, so
so
why not get married, you know? And I don't know, out of nowhere, Ria got angry. She's got angry at the world. She's like, why you marrying? Don't leave me, you know? Like, you're my sister. don't marry that douchebag. He's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust Rahila. She's a terrible person. And you know what? Like, there is nothing going on yet at that point. The only problem is, so it's a systemic problem, in a way.
Mhm.
At least as how they depict it is, where like a whole lot of women are given as an option as a suitor.
Yeah.
These
Potential
girls are
suitors.
potential suitors to, that the majority of women, like, are given as an option to a guy,
Yeah.
and the guy gets to choose who he wants to marry. And then when he have chosen the two families, the two parents, they start to like arrange the marriage. They're like, oh, you're not getting married at this date,
Such and such.
so such and such, like, it's kind of a typical arranged marriage type of thing. And like, I think Ria is angry at the system, not really the people, and she just goes ham. She just wants to sabotage.
The freak out of the marriage.
Yeah. So there's like a scene where she's trying to steal some information, I guess, from
Salim.
Salim when he went to like a gym. It's a like a
Reconnaissance mission, I
yeah.
guess.
So she brought a friend, Clara and Elba. So they snuck in. They try to steal his laptop or something and try to find out information about him. And then it got to a point where, oh no, Sally realized that I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait, don't abort mission. You guys keep hacking into his laptop or whatever. Like, as if I think all they did, I even did see in the movie itself, they just copying files from his laptop. But they kind of like role play as they're hacking, while admitting that they actually just copying stuff. It's kind of like they're trying to be like, yeah, let's role play, and so it's kind of funny because we feel like it's funny, you know what I mean?
I was
I don't know.
We were cringing most of the time, man.
And then like Ria is like, oh, okay, so she's like distracting him, right? So she's like sit down, and then she started to ask him a bunch of questions like, are you serious about Lina or whatever, blah blah blah. And of course he passed, because he seems like a decent guy or whatever. And then she left, and with the data that she got, he's clean. Then he still got angry. She got so angry that even Clara and Elba's like, we're out. You're
You're on
like,
your own.
you're like too much. And she's like,
Yeah, she's gonna continue the pursuit herself.
yeah, I'm gonna continue. So she's like, if there's no dirt on him, why do I put dirt on him? Like, as she sneaks into Rahila's and Salim's house, and oh my god, like, she took out like a case full of condoms, like three pieces condoms filled with cum, and she decided to set it on the bed. But she's so bad at sneaking in, she makes a lot of noise that Rahila caught her in the act. Like red-handed, or should I say white-handed, trying to put like those. And they got angry. Everyone got angry. Lina got angry at her.
So they
The mother and father like got angry at her. Like Rahila is angry at her. Salim is like disappointed at her, whatever. And yeah, I guess it's deserving because she's kind of like a terrible person.
she's being unreasonable.
Yeah. And um the next day she's trying to say like she's sorry, like
So she met.
she brought like a bunch of food. She want to say sorry to Salim, but she stumbled over Rahila. And she's like, oh yeah, he's some food. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, we forgive you. Like, we're gonna be family anyway. And then they go to a spa day. And then here's the only funny thing, that happens afterwards. Rahila actually have a hunch that Ria is not done. That she's trying to keep doing stuff to them. I mean, like, yesterday she snuck into the house, and today she's sneaking in like with a disguise, in under the guise that she's just wants to say sorry with like the food and all that. And she brought her to like a waxing session. So then she's like, you know, the villain speech thing. I know you want to destroy the marriage. You think I don't know, like whatever. And then as she says the stuff, the masseuse, the team of masseuse, like four of them, they're like, you know, tearing.
Do waxing on
Yeah, do waxing. You know,
on
they
her hair.
putting the honey and then the wax and then pull the wax from her skin. And every time, you know, she says something, you know, more darker and darker, whatever, they start to pull more of a, you know, like sort of a torture scene. That's why find it kind of funny. I mean, yeah. And then she tries to get out because it turns out, lo and behold, yeah, Ria is very much so planning something after all, and she tries to get out of there. And then all the monsters come down. Suddenly, they know how to fight, and they do a little bit of fighting, or whatever. And then she escaped, you know. And then Rahila is like, "Oh, it doesn't matter what you try to do, little girl, you will never stop me." Oh yeah, before that, again we got her. She stumbled upon a lab. Apparently, there's like, I don't get it. It's like a list of all the girls that Rahila have like proposed to her son, you know, as suitors, right? So there's like, for some reason, there's like
Charts or
a
something.
bunch of diagrams where it's like, okay, let's say um Rakish, with they're like, oh, I want her ear, for example. Let's say there's Tia, I want her, I don't know, like heart or something, whatever. It's just a bunch of like women and their limbs for some reason. It's not like, yeah, it's, as you can guess, it's a lab, you know, laboratory, of evil laboratory of some kind. There's a bunch of stasis cells, but there's nothing in those cells. There's nothing to indicate that any organ have been harvested, but it is, you know, insinuated that that is the case.
Actually, there is. On the walls says already organ cultivated.
Oh, there is. I guess I will pay enough attention.
He was too bored to be paying
Yeah.
attention. He was there, but yeah, that's how the movie is not interested in fleshing out the ridiculousness. You know,
Oh yeah, this movie is supposed to be like a comedy, and the like the type of comedy it does is more like more akin
slapstick.
to a little of slapstick, and also more like the style of series or unfortunate events, the Netflix version, where they do the thing, and they're like, yeah, I'm totally doing the thing, like meta, like that is supposed to be funny kind of joke.
But at least it makes sense in that series. But this one, that I just you don't deserve to do it. Like, I mean, the environment and the setting and what they're doing is self-aware, but the character themselves are serious. I'm like, it's very disjointed in a way. It's like, I don't get what trying to be. Are trying to be self-aware or not trying to be self-aware?
I mean, like, look at it this way, right? If you have like a show like South Park, for example, the characters are obviously very meta, but in that world, they actually believe those things seems to be the case. All of the characters are serious about the situations, as like the problem ramps up and the solution becomes more and more ridiculous. The characters are all in the mindset that yes, we have to do this. They're all serious, you know, because of the seriousness. That's where the funny comes from, you know.
Yeah.
But this movie is like the tone they try to establish is like more of like a comedy tone, you know. The world is like a comedy, but then the characters are kind of like self-serious, but they're not even you know, the kind of people who are functional in society. Is more like they just there. I mean, the movie likes to tell us about who is who, they do what. Like for example, when I say something about Salim, like they didn't show that Salim had no anything about like being a doctor, and I don't even know what kind of doctor he is. Could be a surgeon or something, whatever.
A surgeon, yeah, a surgeon.
Oh, he is. Yeah, that would explain the organ harvesting.
He's so, everything happened. He himself goes over it because I think that's a defense mechanism
I
about how
glossed
bad
over
it is.
it when I watch it because it was so boring. But yet, when I try to talk about it now, when I try to explain stuff, everything seems to come in line. That's how typical the movie is.
It's very cookie cutter.
So when the main character Ria went to the house, right? When she goes to the lab, she wasn't able to take a picture. Or was she? I don't remember. She didn't
I
take
think
much.
she have a phone or something. I don't think so.
But the point is she couldn't prove much. So they have like the wedding the next night. Yeah, everything moves so fast. I think because that is the point that that's why Ria got more and more like out of whack, because it's like, oh, she's getting married really soon. So they try to fast forward the thing because Lina and Salim is heading, they're in the middle of their 30s, so they want to get it over, they get the wedding done as soon as possible. I think the whole entire movie like is like something about less than a month. I think the
Timeline.
the timeline. So she goes to the like the wedding, right? Like she's supposed to prove that Salim and Rahila is up to something, is up to Hogan harvesting, meaning that the implication is they're gonna get Lina and then get her organ or whatever, like the after they got married or whatever. And the weird thing is when she like by the time she goes there in the like in the scene of like, oh, say you peace not apa, like
Say your piece now for, I don't know, or
yeah, say
for your piece. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm struggling because the movie is that boring.
yeah, like that thing, like, oh, these two are gonna get married, anyone, this there's no position, and yeah, Ria comes in again, all typical, and she's like, Saturday gets the marriage, and just saying a bunch of stuff, and then because she's so annoying, Rahila and Salim like kind of like Rahila started pointing a gun to her, and then Salim started like to point a gun to his bride to be, right, to Lina. And the what I'm saying here is this: instead of the main character exposing the evil plot of the villains expose themselves.
Yeah.
Because this is high level writing.
This is Disney Channel original movie writing.
Yeah, and
That's how much
and
the
you know
effort
what?
is.
Other than the guys pointing at her, part of the weirdness that I alluded to before is the night before, Lina felt like she was like being given some kind of sedatives, and she was like touched upon by Salim for some
She
reason.
can barely remember what happened.
Yeah, whatever happened, and that could mean only one thing, that maybe he is harvesting any of our organ, but yeah, none of our organs are missing at that point. And even if they want to do it, are they supposed to like get married, get her to a secluded place, and then do that thing? Why the night before they get married?
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that thing that Pitch Meeting themselves make fun of in what's that movie, Day Shift, where the vampires said they were going to kill the kid or something in front of the family, but they don't do it in front of the family, they just do it somewhere else. Like that's really dumb. So this is it. It's like
Where the difference is, that is like they were supposed to do it right there and then, but they move on to the second location. In this one, they didn't do anything right there and then, they do something before that moment, but then they didn't even get to the point where they get to the second location after the marriage to do those things they were gonna do anyways. You know what I mean? In case that doesn't make sense, you're right.
it doesn't.
It doesn't. It is as stupid as it sounds. If you try to follow along what I said, that's exactly what happened. And in case you say, oh, Shafiq, Sa'ali, you're just all over the place, that's because the movie is all over the place.
So we don't even know how to structure it because the movie itself doesn't know how to structure itself.
That's the thing. This review is the kind of review that I don't want to do ever. This is a walkthrough review.
Yeah.
This is just us seeing what goes through the plot beats and our reaction, our
And
commentary to that.
so that we know that the
Yeah,
villain is exposing themselves. So yeah, you think we should just tell everyone what is the intent of the thing that they're doing with the labs and stuff?
yeah, like organ harvesting. Like I thought we actually.
You forgot this one. She wants the character what's the name? Rahila actually wants to clone herself. See, you forgot.
Oh, oh
You
God,
forgot.
that's how.
See,
So
see.
yeah, they were collecting all those organs, piece them together, Frankenstein style, and
To make a
Rahila can continue living, which is like,
just it's a very again Disney Channel original movie kind of shit.
yeah, it doesn't make any
All
sense.
right, so commotion, distraction, blah blah
Oh
blah.
yeah, there's like a bunch of fight scenes, and there are two instances where Lina also just like one of the instances Lina, that yeah, we forgot to tell you there was a fist fight between Lina, like an actual fist fight. Doors like destroyed, like furniture, like destroy everything, like room, like all over the stuff goes all over the place between yeah, the fight was very fight between Lina and Ria, the sisters, were very brutal and very cartoonish,
Yeah,
I would
slapstick, like I
say.
said,
Yeah.
slapstick.
But in the entire movie, it's established that only Ria is the martial artist. Lina is just like, she's just an artist, right? So how come she's like able to keep up with Ria when they're fighting?
And again, yeah, there's that, and also the fact that I'm not sure how the ground rules of things happening in the movie, because things break and everything. But the thing as come on, after you guys fight to the death, come down and eat dinner. It's
Yeah, it's like a normal fight.
like what and then there's that, and also there's like the very real family drama that also happens in real life. But and then there's the cartoonish shit, and then there's the
Yeah.
you don't know what they're doing here.
Yeah, like sometimes people react to normal things normally, but sometimes they react to outlandish things normally. It's like, why would they react to outlandish thing, like very angrily, like very emotional, in an emotional way, you know what I mean?
And yeah,
Because
yeah,
those are like very, you know outrageous things, right? So you have to, react accordingly. What I'm trying to say is,
yes, and then finally
yeah, like, yeah, when they were escaping, right? Lina and Ria, they team up. Yeah, this is the second instance where Lina also fights. Like again, I have no problem with Lina fighting. It's just that the movie don't establish her as a fighter. And
yeah,
the problem is, I feel like they were kind of miscasted in a way, because Lina, like he mentioned in the beginning of this review, she was a character in American Academy, and instead of just like
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy, and instead of just like a bystander, she at one point she becomes like an actual character that fights a lot in the movie, so she can do action. She's shown that in the past.
But
So
yeah,
why not also make her like a martial artist in the movies, to justify the fact that she can fight?
yeah,
So when
and
she
yeah,
can fight, can kind of like make sense of it. And the thing is too, um I think, I don't know who does the choreography, but I think the choreography is really bad. It's very like by the numbers, and there's no flashy moves. You're not gonna find, fine movements, as
yeah.
you can, as you would see in a typical like spy film or whatever, like an action film like John Wick or something. You're not gonna see,
Or like some wuxia kung fu shit.
yeah,
This
not,
is like the beginning of
yeah, very vanilla.
very vanilla, yeah.
It's like the old school 90s Karate Kid style action without the campiness. So it's just lame. It's not charming at all.
Yeah.
So again, like they are better off if they tell Ritu Arya, the actor of Lina, to be like, hey, you handle the choreography, because she does have experience in the past. Whatever she would have come up with would have been better than what was given to her character and even to Ria. So yeah, when they try to get out, and then Hila caught up to them, and Ria was like, "Oh, I am the Fury," and she kicks it, and this time was successful.
Oh
Like I
no,
said,
no shit.
no shit. Yeah, this movie is a nothing burger. It's very boring. Everything is bland. Everything is like have been done time and time again. It's so cliche. Like there's a reason why people like Mean Girls, because Mean Girls is playing along with all those tropes, but at the same time it has something to say. You know, the execution is much more comedic, and it's much more apt, and there's much more social commentary that comes with that movie. But any other of this what, and any other movies that try to be like Mingles, or the movie that Mingles are based on, most of them suck. But this sucks the most because it has all been said and done. This is just a repetition of the all the things you've seen before. Nothing in this movie at all is original.
Like I said,
Nothing.
like I said, I name dropped Edgar Wright or something. It's like Scott Pilgrim, right? But this is like very uninspired. I don't know what it's trying to like emulate or trying to pay homage to. At least Scott Pilgrim, you can clearly see they're trying to be like very comic booky and very video gamey, right? With the stylistic choices and everything. But this one, they do that, but they play it so safe. I don't know what they're trying to. Basically, they're like being Quentin Tarantino, but afraid of copyright infringements.
What do you mean by that? What
What I mean is
Quentin
like,
Tarantino comes out of the world?
what I mean by this is Quentin Tarantino make it known that he's trying to copy like a movie called Lady Snowblood. He's trying to make it known he's trying to copy
Oh,
Django. Like he
oh,
blatantly says that out loud. But this one is like, oh, we're trying to copy that. What movie are we not saying it? Because copyright infringement. That's what I mean. Basically, yeah, I
okay,
just thought of
that
it
makes sense.
now.
Yeah,
I thought of
that
it
makes
now.
sense.
It's like they're like being Quentin Tarantino but afraid of copyright infringements.
Dude,
Yeah,
I don't want to waste any more time on this
let's
review,
plug it in right now.
and I don't want to see this movie ever again. And the thing is, I did not sleep watching this movie, but the struggle is real. Like I did lie down and try to cringe quietly because I was watching it with a bunch of guys. I don't want to make a commotion, create a commotion. So I try to tone it down, and literally settle down. So I give this movie a 2 out of 10. It can even be a 1.9 for all I care, but it's a 2 because at least this is a movie. As much as I hate this movie and as bored as I am like on this movie, like it is at least competently shot, I guess. I mean, like, there is a script, there is acting, there's some kind of cinematography, some kind of writing, some comedy. Like they're there, the basis. Like for the movie to be a 0 out of 10, it should like do way less. Which is like, which is not the movie that we're talking about today, but this movie is like going there, but at least it's a movie. So just a 2 out of 10.
So it's a two.
That's the highest that I can give it.
I
Offers nothing at all.
all right. So I think before I plug my my score, I think at one point I think we watched the trailer of this movie during the screening of Nope in
Yeah.
Malaysia. And I was like, I'm curious because at that point I'm kind of curious as to how the movie plays out. And then actually see the movie, I was very disappointed in the movie. And that's never same much because I was having low expectation. When I watch it, it's even more disappointing. So I mean, like he's that bad meme of movie, but still, I'm more generous than him, but still, I'm not gonna give it that high. It has so many potentials, but yeah, it's trying to be like I said, a Scott Pilgrim on Disney Channel original movie budget. So this movie gets a 4.9 out of 10. 4.9.
Wow, that's kind of high.
That's kind of high.
Is it
But
like
yeah,
a
because I
4
still
something?
have some kind of enjoyment in this.
Oh
But
yeah, you did kinda enjoy it,
yeah, I did
because
more than him.
again we're watching it with the boys, and
And
like
he has the
the
very
two of them kinda
trying
have
to
a
enjoy it.
have a chuckle here and there.
Yeah.
So maybe they did
And
enjoy more than I did.
he has the most, he was like on his like mechanism all over, so that's why he forgot most of the thing that happens. So that shows. So yeah, that's the difference between our score. He's a 2 out of 10, mine is 4.9 out of 10. So there you go.
In case you were wondering if any movie is worse than that, yes, there is. We will get to that someday. I don't know. Maybe on October. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. So yeah, we're not gonna waste any more time on this movie. We out, man. We out.
Out, out,
Out.
out.
Out.